I'm Sheila Matthews, your human digital sidekick, keeping you plugged in and up to date with the latest online trends, the juice of the entertainment world, and the top stories affecting our lives. We watch timelines all day so you don't have to. Back again this week is another special guest. Joining me today, we have two-time NFL Super Bowl champion Jonathan Casillas, who will be joining us to talk about sports and everything else that went down on the timeline. Y'all know what time it is. Let's log in. Logging in this week, and rightfully so, is LSU quarterback Jayden Daniels, taking on the 2023 Heisman Trophy at the Lincoln Center last Saturday in New York City. Taking out fellow quarterbacks Bo Nix out of Oregon, Marvin Harrison out of Ohio State, and Michael Penix Jr. from Washington, Jayden won the most sought-after award in college football history. We love to see it. But the win, of course, did not go without other historic moments for Jayden. Speaking of history, Jayden now sits with great names like Joe Burrow, as this win has made him the third player in the school's history to win the award and the first since Burrow in 2019. I mean, if you're gonna log in and send any notifications across the timeline, a can't stop, won't stop accomplishment like this is one way to do it. Jayden finished his senior season at LSU with 3,812 passing yards, 40 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions, all while leading the nation in total offense with 4,946 yards in 12 games. To sum it all up, Jayden is top 2 and not number 2 at all. Congratulations, Jayden. Joining me today for our digital scoreboard segment to talk champions is a true champion himself, Jonathan Casillas. Jonathan went from being undrafted to being a 2-time Super Bowl champ. If we're talking about teams, mine is stacked for a win. Logged in family, help me welcome Jonathan Casillas to the show. What's up? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. I'm happy that you're here, hanging out with us today for Logged In. So let's get to it.
Let's do it.
All right, now Jonathan, I will say there's been a ton of conversation around the in-season tournaments and why they're even necessary in the first place. So as a former professional athlete and youth sports camp owner yourself, talk to me about how in-season tournaments help foster that competitive spirit and nature throughout the season and why it's necessary.
Well, when you look at the NBA, it's a marathon. It's a long season, it's 82 games, and I love the NBA, but I don't really watch it during the regular season because, number one, my favorite player, LeBron, he might not play. Yeah. KD might not play. You know, they're load managing a lot, you know, and I think the in-season tournament, number one, it's all about money, right? That's what all sports is about, entertainment and money. So it's definitely going to garner some money, but it's definitely going to garner some attention because I think everybody's watching the NBA playoffs, but I don't know how many people are tuning in consistently to the games throughout the regular season. So now this is putting more emphasis and more, attention on the NBA during the regular season and brewing that competitive nature that was very abundant in the 80s and 90s when I grew up watching that NBA basketball. I think that's back. You see LeBron playing at a very high level. And LeBron said something that was really dope. He said records are going to be broken and you know, history is going to be made, but there's never a chance to do something for the first time. Mm-hmm. And LeBron won the first inaugural in-season tournament. And I mean, he's like 75 years old. His son's about to be in the NBA, and he's still playing at a high level, man. So I got to tip my hat to LeBron.
Look, I honestly think you might be onto something there. And that's exactly why the NBA created this series. In case you guys missed it, the Lakers took home the W in the NBA's first ever in-season tournament. The win was an 123-109 victory over the Indiana Pacers, and a win that just added more metal accessories to LeBron James's trophy room. I'm an accessories girl, so I'm here for this. And the real star of the show, though, Anthony Davis. He finished with 41 points and 20 rebounds. Although this big win will have nothing to do with the regular in-season game record, this one kicks off what will hopefully be a very dominant season for the team. So, talk about new year, new me. Davis played like his life depended on it. Anthony led in scoring, surpassing LeBron, who dropped 24 points and 11 rebounds. Jonathan, just like Davis and team here, I know you teach your students with the Forward Progress Camp about things like daily goal setting, dreaming big, and planning for what's next. Amongst so many other things, how can a player like Anthony Davis use his performance in the tournament to plan for what's actually next? Maybe the actual season 2?
Well, Davis has shown that even though he's paired with LeBron James, one of the greatest, if not the greatest basketball player of all time, he still has to rise to the occasion. You know, LeBron kind of handed the team to to Anthony Davis and was like, yo, this is your team. So Anthony Davis has received a lot of scrutiny, a lot of criticism over his career. And for him to play at the level that he's played at in this in-season tournament, I think that's a good precursor on what's going to happen in the regular season. Anthony Davis is a dominant player when he's dominant, but he can be a regular guy sometimes too, and that's what you don't want to see. And for somebody like Anthony Davis, who has the potential to be one of the greatest of all time, to showcase that earlier in the season, I think that's good for not only just the Lakers, but for the NBA in general. And then also you got LeBron James on the court. And LeBron, I think he's showing you what a leader is all about. You don't have to be the main scorer, you don't have to be the main player, you don't have to be the main rebounder, but you need to be a guy to help facilitate, that people will listen to, and you can lead by example. And I think LeBron is showing that in every single time he steps on the court, and I think he dominated in the in-season tournament without being a dominant player like Anthony Davis.
All right, so now I have to know. You said LeBron's your favorite player. So are you a LeBron fan or a Lakers fan?
I'm a LeBron fan.
Okay, well, I'm a Lakers fan checking in, right?
Okay,
so now I want to
right.
know, how do you think this win will impact their actual season and like how that's going to be looking for the Lakers?
Well, it gives them momentum. You know, of course I play football. Football is week to week. Basketball is a little bit tighter. You're playing multiple games a week, but you're still such thing as a momentum, you know, and they have the momentum right now. And they're playing competitive basketball this early, meaning they don't have to find out if they're competitors, if they're elite, or if they're good. They already got that answer. So now they kind of just got to let that momentum flow, and then when it gets rough and it gets tough in the thick of the season, right before the All-Star game, you know, they can realize like, hey man, we put together some good basketball. After the All-Star, we can get together to make this playoff run. You know, and I hope it works out for them, and LeBron could get what is fifth ring, is it?
Come on. Jewelry is what
Something
we know.
like that.
Accolades.
He got all the rings, but hopefully he gets another one this year.
Absolutely. And look, some of the fans were a little torn, whether they liked the tournament, whether they liked the courts, all the things. You know, social media will always have its hot takes. But I want to know how you feel about the in-season tournament and if you think this will continue.
Yeah, I think it will. Like I said, I think it's about money. You know, when you think about sports in general, it's entertainment, especially here in America. It's all about who can bring in the bucks, you know, and the NBA, it's a great product. What the NBA has that, I mean, I wouldn't say the NFL has because the NFL has it, but the NBA has legit mega stars, not just superstars. LeBron James is known all over the world, you know, and there's other guys as well in that loop, but what they have to do is maximize on the potential that they can earn from all of these superstars that they have. And I just feel like they wasn't doing that with the normal 82-game schedule. But now you got the in-season schedule, you throw some money at the players, you know, $500,000, you know, that's a lot of money to NBA players may not be that crazy, but money is money. And I know a lot of those guys are probably going to give back to charity, you know, and do things like that, because once you start receiving extra money, it's like, oh, I could just donate that. I could write that off, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it'll help in many different ways, but I think it's a good thing for the NBA. The NBA with Adam Silver, I think they do a good job in not only bringing eyes to the sport, but also helping out with all of the things that they do in the charitable ways.
Absolutely. And to your point, like Jose Alvarado, he said that he's giving his money that he wins to his children, and that's how he's setting them up for success moving forward. And also for some of the other players who don't make the LeBron James salaries, this kind of matched or maybe doubled their salaries in some cases. So it's a win all around to me. Yep. So it was an inaugural win, but I'm sure it's not the last history-breaking moment that we can expect this season from the Lake Show. On the road to the win, the team ran circles around teams like the Grizzlies, Trailblazers, the Suns, and the Jazz. And on top of that win, players also received money, as if our NBA teams aren't already rich enough. We can always use more, though. Lakers players received $500,000 for the win, with participating teams taking home $200K. And I don't know about you, Jonathan, but if my overtime at work was given a $500K drop on occasion, in my pockets, I would be here a little bit more than y'all see me, you know?
I feel you. Hey, look, man, ain't nothing like a little extra cash, you know what I mean? And $200,000 extra cash, that's a house right there, baby.
Come on, listen.
I'll take that.
That's a lot of things. All right, Jonathan, speaking of working toward the future, you're doing some amazing, amazing things with the students and the Forward Progress Camp. Tell us about the camp.
Well, first off, I wanted to do something that had my name on it in my community with people that look like me in positions that I was in. So I chose to do a camp in New Brunswick, and I've been part of several football camps in, skills camps and clinics and stuff like that, but I wanted to provide a message. I wanted to provide hope for the kids. So what we did for the Jonathan Casillas Forward Progress Camp, we have 8 life skills courses. And these life skills courses are congruent with anything that's happening at the current moment. So it's like a current event type stuff. But we're always talking about respect, high school preparation for the younger kids, college preparation for the kids that are in high school. We got social media awareness, we got drug awareness, we got cop interaction. We have local police officers come in and talk to them. And all of these people, they're all professionals in their own right. And what we do, we put an emphasis on the morning sessions, which are the class sessions, and we promote taking notes, and we quiz the kids, and we also, it's not about, for me, it wasn't about the football. It was all about providing that message. And we put a lot of emphasis, a lot of thought that goes into that. And the kids, it's like a one-day, all-inclusive resort where the kids get, of course, the skills and the stuff in the afternoon, but in the morning, they get taught life lessons, life skills, life goals that they can learn. We provide them with 3 hot meals, free shirt, free backpack, free shorts. We hook the kids up with a lot of swag. Giants players are there, other NFL team players are there, signing autographs. So it's a good camp. I'm trying to expand on it, so look out for it this year. You know, I'm trying to have not just one camp, maybe multiple camps throughout the state of New Jersey.
I love that, addressing things such as food insecurity in the communities and also exposure and learning practical life lessons. Can't get any better than that. Well, Jonathan, we know that you were putting in that work on the field and you're putting in work in that community as well, and we love it. Let the Logged In family know where they can learn more about you, follow everything that you're doing, and tap in with you online.
Well, on Instagram, which is the main page I'm on, is Jade_52. Also, my Forward Progress Camp has a page, Forward Progress Camp, on Instagram. And I'm looking forward to moving. I'm finally forming a foundation. It'll be the Forward Progress Foundation. It only took me, 15 years after I entered the NFL.
But we're there, we're here. That's what matters.
So I'm looking forward to that. But if anybody want to keep updated what I'm doing, you can just follow me on Instagram or on Twitter or X at JCasillas52.
Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us today, stopping by Logged In. It's been so amazing and fulfilling to get to learn more about you and your journey and how you're improving the community. So I really appreciate you stopping by. And so does our Logged In family.
Thank you for having me.
The Queen is back. And no, I don't mean Meghan and Harry have returned to the royal family. I'm talking about the one and only Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj gave fans a gift on her birthday, dropping Pink Friday 2, and the records are already breaking following her first in-studio album release since Queen in 2018. Released last Friday, Pink Friday 2 includes features from the likes of Uzi, J. Cole, and Future. Shoot, we even took it to the altar call with Tasha Cobbs for a more spiritual side of Nicki on this album. Following very public debates about whether Nicki's album rollout was enough to support a legendary lyricist of her magnitude, Pink Friday 2 has been setting record first over the mere few days since it's released. Let's run down the list of Pink Friday 2 accomplishments thus far. Pink Friday 2 is already certified gold, Spotify's biggest debut of an album by a female hip-hop artist with a reported 41 million streams, and it happened this past weekend alone. Nicki is predicted to sell between 170,000 and 190 units of Pink Friday 2, and it's already being called the biggest female rap debut of 2023 by some critics. So what's the takeaway here, guys? Simple. If your friends aren't pulling up for you like the Barbs, put it into drive when Nicki Minaj pops out to play, then you need to get some new friends. We'll keep an eye out for what Pink Friday 2 does next. One thing Los Angeles will teach you is that there is money to be made and that the tacos are better from the trucks, but that's a whole different argument because today we are talking money. And former Los Angeles Angels players Shohei Ohtani, taking a 10-year, $700 million deal, Shohei has decided to leave the Los Angeles Angels for the Dodgers, making him the highest paid baseball player ever. There's been some rumblings that the deal was coming for the 29-year-old player following a hugely successful season, and it happened. I literally cannot even imagine what type of success that has to feel like at 29 years old. Y'all, it's 700 million, 700 and then million. Logged In family, I had to check that number because who even understands that amount of money at 29, 40, 50, any age? Seriously, what would you guys do with a $700 million salary At this point, I'm not even sure all those long days with 9 innings make sense for Shohei after 10 years. Like, serious question. After this deal, where does he even go from here? Shohei, listen, come in closer. Listen to me, Shohei. That's enough money to retire half of LA. So please just do us all a favor, finish out this contract, and then make sipping margaritas by the beach in your Adidas your new favorite pastime, because this is insane. Shohei, put in that 2-week notice right now. Log out. Like, please just log out. Relax, retire, go shopping, do everything and anything that means that you made it, because Shohei, you made it. You did. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Sheila Matthews, and this has been another amazing episode of Logged In, where we bring you the latest online trends, the juice of the entertainment world, and the top stories affecting our lives. Thank you to our guest today, Jonathan Casillas, and listen, I hope you are enjoying the show as much as we are enjoying bringing it to you. So be sure to subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you never miss a chance to log in with us. We'll see you next week at the same time, in the same location, for the same downloading of your timelines. See ya.
Log out.